Got a couple of business meetings in, got to see a couple beautiful cities, hotels, food, all of that good stuff. And man, what an adventure this business is, that you get to work and build teams and make friends all around the world. And it's great. Hey, Sweden in the house, South Carolina, welcome, welcome. Norway, man, we got people from all over the world chiming in. How fantastic is that? I want to share with you a couple of stories because, really this has been quite an adventure, this business for me and my family. We have traveled around the world. We have made friends in just about every continent. We've been on some amazing trips. We have a lovely house, and, my kids have all traveled and learned foreign languages. And, it's been a wild, crazy adventure, but it didn't start that way. And so, there's a story I like. I haven't told it in a while, so if you've heard it, well, it means you've been with me for a while, so I love it. But before the last Olympics, there was an Under Armour commercial with Michael Phelps, and it actually had a soundtrack in the background saying, "This the last goodbye, I swear." And it has Michael Phelps swimming in this beautiful pool, all spotlighted, 50-meter pool, all to himself, and it looks beautiful and serene and perfect. Except that from there, it starts going into him in the gym working out and just dripping in sweat, and then hitting hotel after hotel after a big old beard all growing in, and then in ice baths, and then he's swimming so hard that he gets up out of the pool, he throws up after running a lap because he's been swimming so hard. Now he's back in the gym rehabbing and doing cupping, if you've seen cupping, and doing a massive rehab and massive training and massive suffering and massive hotels, road trips, terrible food, calories. You can tell he's eating so much food because he's training so hard that even eating looks like it's a chore. And then the end of this commercial, it has him walking out into the podium. And you can see the fans just going nuts in the background as he's like on the gold medal stand of the podium. And then the tagline of it is, "It's what you do in the dark that puts you in the light." It's what you do in the dark that puts you in the light. I hope you write that down. I want to share with you a couple other stories, and then we'll get into a little bit of the training today and some of the things that I hope you have some good takeaways and some good light up. So when I started this business in 2008, I had 3 small children. I just adopted my parents, and I got into network marketing and almost immediately went full time. I didn't have a backup option. The economy was falling apart. My business was falling apart. I was really scared. The banks were falling apart. The gas was going through the roof. Inflation was going through the roof. I just bought a whole bunch of real estate back in 2007, and the real estate market just exploded, just popped overnight. And so I had millions and millions of dollars in debt. And I started doing network marketing, home-based business full time. And, when I started, I had an Audi, but I was traveling so much. I was on the road so much. I was putting so many miles in that my wife made me sell the Audi and get a Prius. So I had a Prius because I could afford the gas in Prius. And my friends would all make fun of me in the Prius. But, when we'd go on trips, everybody said, "Hey, take the Prius," because the gas was so cheap, right? I was getting 50 miles to the gallon before that was even a thing. That was like the first car to do it. And so I was putting on 5,000 plus miles per month. When I started, I was actually one of the top ranked tennis players in the state of Utah, even at that age, in my 30s. And I gave up tennis. I played very competitive golf at that time. I was a single digit handicap. If you don't know much about golf, that just means I played way too much. I was a fairly competitive golfer. I gave up tennis. I gave up golf. I gave up my hobbies, and I started working full-time in a home-based business. Now, people that have been to my house and they've seen my cars and they've seen my lifestyle and they've seen my Facebook and my Instagram might think, "Oh, it's all roses," right? No, I put on almost 50 pounds. I was eating almost exclusively at McDonald's because they had a dollar menu and I could get 2 or 3 things because that's what I could afford. So I put on weight. I stopped exercising. I was on the road all the time and I was basically eating McDonald's every day. Sometimes I'd mix it up and go all Taco Bell, you know, because that's what I could do. That's what I could afford. I was doing 100 calls a day. I was working 100 hours a week and I was just all in going. Now, I don't tell this story very often because I always talk about the highlights and the prizes and the awards and the trips and the things that I've earned over the years. And I celebrate the journey and all the positives. But what I know is I've traveled across the country. I've traveled around the world to go do a meeting that didn't happen. You know, putting all my hopes and dreams in a leader that didn't show. I scraped up money together to get people to join my team, you know, that I would fund them for a while, that never took the money and never put a single person into the company, just disappeared, you know, with my money. That's happened many times. I've had teams grow and I've had teams fall apart. I've had heroes of mine basically steal team out from under me, people that I looked up to and just thought were like my mentors. And then I found out that they'd stabbed me in the back. I've been on stage saying, you know, I could do it, you could do it, anybody could do it, and looked out at, you know, 5,000 plus people thinking, none of you can do it. It's just too hard. Too many calls, too many no's, too many meetings, too many trips, too many sacrifices. I gave up for years. I gave up every birthday, every holiday, every anniversary, except for Christmas and Thanksgiving. I was just gone. That's just, you know, that's what I did. I was home on Sundays. My goal was always to be home on Sundays. But other than that, and that was to just be there for my family and my church and my faith and reload and then go work again. Now, has this home-based business changed my life? Absolutely. I've trained millions of people around the world. I've made millions and millions of dollars, but it wasn't always that way. I remember being on the road and we'd stop to get gas and I wanted beef jerky. But you know what? I couldn't afford beef jerky because beef jerky was like $10. You know, what I could afford was, you know, the dollar menu down the street. Like I knew for $10, I could get like 3 meals at McDonald's, maybe 4, right? And that's why I was living at McDonald's and I was living at Taco Bell. I had a business partner at the time, and we both remember traveling to California and not getting beef jerky because neither of us could afford it. It's funny because every now and then I send him some beef jerky, and it's an inside joke because like we can afford it now. And he said, I remember one time he said to me, he said, Lance, someday we're going to just be sitting on a beach somewhere tropical and amazing. And we're going to say, man, that was a lot harder than we thought. And it was. There was a lot of learning experiences, and there was a lot of failures along the way, and there was a lot of good things that happened along the way. And several times in my career, I've had to restart. Something happened within a company, something happened within a team, something happened within a comp plan, something happened within a product line where we felt like what we'd set out to build, what we'd committed to had changed and somebody had moved the game. I was in a company that changed their comp plan 5 times in 1 year. Significant changes that changed people's payout, that changed the rules of the game, that changed people's checks, dramatically dropping and changing. That same company, we sold millions and millions of dollars. My team alone sold over $10 million of a product that they turned off and got rid of. Just gone, right? And it was like, and so I'd be on stage and thinking as I built this business around the world, I could do it, you could do it, anybody could do it. And I've been in companies where I was like, none of you can do it, it's too freaking hard. You know, I'm like, this is just not possible. And so all along the way in my journey of a home-based business, I felt like the industry needs to get better. The industry of home-based business, we sell historically outstanding products at ridiculous prices. My first company to get multivitamins, it was $130 for a month's supply for one person. You know what I told my wife? Either you're healthy or I'm healthy because we can't both afford to be healthy. That's the reality for a multivitamin, right? And it's like, it was a great company, but their products were super expensive. The comp plan was so complicated that by the time I didn't understand it fully until I'd hit the top rank of the comp plan. And by the time I hit the top rank of the comp plan, they started having me teach the comp plan at the events. So there'd be thousands of people at this event. They'd say, Lance, you go teach the comp plan. I don't want to teach the comp plan. It sucks. Like if you did the real math is ridiculous. You would need over 100 people on subscription or auto ship to make $500 a month residually. And that's true of most companies and most comp plans. So when we set out to create Govee, we set out to create a different kind of company. We call it an e-commerce subscription company with a rewards plan. And if you look at it, you look at our back office and you look at our checkout page and you look at your back office experience and your checkout experience, you look at the videos that go into landing pages, that go into squeeze pages. I've never seen that at least effectively developed by any other company I've ever been in. We did that on purpose because we want to make it easy. When people go to checkout and they go through your video to your landing page, which is a squeeze page, which goes into a purchase page, it's only a matter of a few clicks. They just put in their info, they buy. It's like checking out in an Amazon site. We did that intentionally. It's not supposed to look and feel like a network marketing company, because in general, I feel that network marketing is broken and it needs to get better. We need better products at better price points. We need to be competitive with what's in the marketplace. Now, is there crap products in the marketplace for less money? Absolutely. But if you compare quality products with what we're selling, we're equivalent or better than most of what you're going to find in the marketplace. That was intentional. Do you know, to do that, that means we have smaller margins. We got to make things work better. We pay out more than any other company that I'm aware of. And they all say, oh, we pay out 50%, 50%. They all say that. It's bull crap. Go look it up online. Go to businessforhome.org and just go look at the top 100 companies. And you know what they pay? Almost all of them pay in the 30%, most of them in the low 30s. And then you go talk to them. Yeah, we pay 50%. But what they're saying is they pay, they're going to take into account the trips that they give you, the promotions that they give you, that the money that goes to the sales team that supports you. Like, they start throwing so many things into that, that when they say they're paying 50%, they're fudging the numbers a lot, not a little, a lot. And you look at what we pay out, our true payout is more than 50% of every dollar we bring in goes to a distributor, a promoter. We don't even call you distributors because you're promoters. You go do something, you like it, you go share it with people, we're going to pay you to do that. And that's how the industry was developed and how it was created. Now, all the rest of the expenses, the product expenses, the event expenses, the overhead to run the company, the back office expenses, we take out of our cut, which is less than your cut. We pay more than 50% to you and build the company on tight margins, because we want you to win. We want you to have an experience where you feel like not only are you winning, but everybody on your team has a possibility, a chance, should be able to win in this company. Do you realize that with a team of 6 people that are saving money on fuel, 6 people that want to get in their bikini bodies for spring, 6 people that want to lose weight faster and easier than they've ever done before, you're profitable every month, residually profitable. That's fabulous. With 12 people, our Govee Life bonus, 12 people, you're net $300 a month. Well, there's actually other bonuses on top of that. So you're net more than $300 a month. How awesome is that? Now your products are free, your business is paid for, you get all the tax write-offs of owning your own business. We did that on purpose, and we put a whole marketing plan in place with videos that were coming out with new videos every single month on purpose to make it simpler and easier for you to share the business, for your people to share the business with other people. That was intentional. We want this to be as easy as possible. We don't want you doing 100 calls a day. We don't want you working 100 hours a week. We don't want you giving up birthdays, holidays, anniversaries, all of that for years on end to go learn how to do this. What we want you to do is try a product. Put it in your car, see how well your car runs. Fabulous. Then share it. Tell other people about it. Try a product. See what happens when you don't have an appetite. See what happens when you're not hungry. You know what happens? The average person opens the refrigerator door 23 times a day. 23 times a day, you're trying to make a decision of what to eat. Is it healthy or is it junk food? Is it too much? Is it too little? Have I earned it yet? Have I, enough calories? Blah, 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 all the mental stuff that goes in it. You know what happens when you're not hungry? You don't open the refrigerator 23 times a day. You don't have to make that decision 23 times a day. You know what happens when you get to a meal time and you're not starving? You just don't eat as much. We're not giving you a fitness plan and a meal plan and a diet plan and all of this stuff to lose weight, which, by the way, if you did all that stuff, you wouldn't need their company's products that they charge you hundreds of dollars for. We're giving you a magic pill that just helps you have better self-control, helps you make better decisions. 95% of the people we've been giving this to are losing weight. You know what happens when you lose weight? You become a walking, talking billboard for your own business. Everybody wants to know what you're doing. That's why I want you to take a before picture. And I know nobody wants to take a shirtless picture. It's terrible. And you go in front of the mirror and you're like, oh, this is the reality. This is where I'm at. But you know what? It's pretty fun when 30 days later you take another one and you're like, 5 pounds. People are like 5 pounds. So that's not a lot. You know what? Go pick up a gallon of milk. It's big, right? A gallon of milk. Weigh it. It's 5 pounds. Now imagine that gallon of milk all around your body. Now it's gone. You lose 10 pounds. We have people here that have lost 20 pounds already. We've only been doing this for about a month, right? Or less. 2 gallons of milk. Imagine that coming off of your body. How much lighter you feel, how much more energy you feel. As you start making better choices in your food choices, you also feel better throughout the day. You feel clearer, you feel sharper. And you know what happens? People want to know what you did. So you don't have to be fit and cut and ripped and shredded for people that think you're an expert in weight loss. In fact, they look at those people and say, I'll never be that person. All you got to do is have progress. All you got to do is show where you were at and where you're headed. And that progress, usually it's the people that have the most weight at starting, that have the most dramatic progress, that it becomes the easiest walking billboard for the business. That's why you want to share not just your story with that product, wow and pow. You want to share other people's stories. It doesn't have to be your story. Go to our ad tag message groups, share your story, share your testimonial, because it is a powerful reaffirmation that the products work, and it will help somebody else build their business. You don't want to build your business? That's fine. Help somebody else build their business. Go share your testimonial. As we get thousands of testimonials, it is stronger than sharing the product itself, because it works 100% of the time, because I can see hundreds of testimonials of before and afters. See, if I give somebody a pill and say, okay, get back to me in a month, I don't know that they're going to take it. Most of them probably won't. I'll give you a good example of that. One of our countries, one of our teams early on was calling us about the fuel tablets and saying, what do we do when it doesn't work? There's people, it just doesn't work. Like, what do we do when it doesn't work? And I'm like, guys, it's science. It always works. It won the Nobel Prize for chemistry. It works 100% of the time. The engine will run cleaner. It'll burn more fuel. It'll have less residuals. It will have less pollution, and you get better gas mileage. Oh no, we have people that swear it doesn't work. Okay, I can't fix what they're doing to track their mileage, but what I can tell you is they're not tracking their mileage right. I can't help them with their math if they're not actually so the same team has a group that got together and they said, let's be the poster children for it. Let's run a route that we normally run without the tablets, and then go back and run that route the next week with the tablets and report the difference. Same team, right? And now they've got a lot of people that have participated in this like internal study that they're doing in their country. We won't say which country it is, Poland, but they have not had a single person that didn't save more than 20% from one week to the next week. Now we claim that it saves 5 to 15%. They haven't had a single person that's reported back in that testimonial page that hasn't saved 20% or more in gas mileage. It works 100% of the time. Our tablets for WOW and POW, if you haven't added POW to your WOW, this is amazing. Apple cider vinegar helps cut down the cravings, helps create that snack. It helps create that, bridge between meals, and it makes it so you're not hungry. Oh, by the way, apple cider vinegar, if you've ever tried it, this tastes so good. Your biggest challenge will be not eating the whole bottle at once, because you know what? In fact, I'm going to eat one right now because it's delicious. You know what it tastes like? Money. You go promote this, and it's right now. It's the LTO going on right now. You go promote this in a WOW POW combo and a 3-pack and a 1-pack. You go tell everybody about that. Double your check this weekend. You shouldn't be on listening to me. We need to get off so you can go tell people about POW. You need to go fill up the LTO. You need to go take care of it. WOW and POW is the strongest weight loss product I've ever seen in the marketplace. It works, and it's simple, and it always works. And people that come back to you and say it doesn't work, I've had one person that came back to me and said it didn't work, and I laughed at him. He's like, "Why are you laughing?" And I'm like, "Because I've done this with 100 people and they all said it works, so something's wrong with you." And he goes, "Okay, well, I had a birthday party and we had a barbecue and I ate like 5,000 calories and I'll keep on it." I'm like, it works. Like, I knew for 100% that it was on him, and there was something there for that story because the product is that good. And if you haven't had it yet, go get it. Get you some WOW, get you some POW, and just start using it. First thing you want to do is be a product of the product. Next thing you want to do is tell people about it. Now, you never want your minimums to become maximums. I don't want your minimums to become maximums, but what I want you all to do is commit. We're going to hear more about this over the upcoming weeks. 2 contacts a day. 2. How do you do it? You get a subscription to our video marketing plan. The reason why that costs money is because we pay money every month to create new videos. That money that you're putting in to subscribe is going in to create those new videos every month so that you always have new content to present. It's not a money maker. In fact, right now it is upside down. Go subscribe, $90 for a year, $9 a month, and you've got a whole bunch of videos that will help tell the story for you. It won't close everybody, but it starts the conversation. If you make 2 contacts a day, you'll never run out of people to talk to in the pipeline, to follow up with, to get onto your next Zoom, to get onto your next event, to get into the business. 2 contacts a day can be 2 video messages, can be 2 ad tag message into the ad tag message group. It could be 2 samples. If you're not sampling, man, the power of having somebody get their own experience on one of these products, got them. They're hooked. They'll be a customer first. Customers that have a success story are going to become promoters, and they're going to share that with other people. I went from driving a Prius and putting on 50 pounds to getting in the best shape of my life and making millions of dollars a year and training millions of people around the world. But it was a progression, and it started with a little bit at a time. And it started with, I wasn't making any money, very little money. I had months where I was making good money and, on bonuses, but then I had months on residuals. I was making just less than $1 an hour. I did the math, less than $1 an hour. But I kept at it and I kept working at it. I want you to keep at it. Make a commitment not to quit. Make a commitment to do it in the dark when you don't feel like it. You don't think Michael Phelps woke up every morning thinking, I want to go sit in an ice bath and I want to go do rehab today so I can go win that race. No, but he did it anyway. You know what I mean? I ran my first 50 miler last year. Well, that was pretty cool. It was a cool goal, and it was a cool accomplishment. But what people didn't see were the 1,000 hours of training that went so that I was prepared. So even that, though it was 96 degrees that day, way hotter than it should have been to run that kind of race, I was ready and I knew I could do it. You put in the preparation by committing to not quit. You put in the preparation by making your 2 contacts a day, even on days you don't feel like it. And if you're doing that every day, then you have every right to encourage, to commit your team, to help your team do the same thing. If you're not doing those contacts, but you're telling them to do it, it's going to ring hollow. They're going to know, because you're going to show up to Zooms without new people. They're going to know. So lead by example. Do your 2 contacts a day. Get your team to do 2 contacts a day. Your team will start to grow, and it starts to take on a viral growth pattern. We can get into that some other time. I went way longer than I expected. I've got another call coming up. I just want to tell you that we love you. We built this company with you in mind. We built this company because we believe you will succeed and have the most success here than you ever had before. We pay more, we charge less, we give better marketing tools. We don't even compare ourselves like an MLM. We're an e-commerce subscription company. You get better price points for being on subscription, and we add a reward platform if you'll share it. Oh, and by the way, our top sharers, we have over 70 superstars in our company already. Find me a company, any size, anywhere, that's had 70 people hit their top rank over the last year. We've had 70 people do it in our first 7-8 months. You guys are amazing. We have fabulous leaders. We built this company with you in mind because we want you to have your best experience ever. We only have a great company because of great leadership. So we love you and we're proud of you. And we can't wait to see your success stories and see your bikini bodies. Smiley, don't go too small in the bikini this time. But everybody else, we want you to look great for spring. And so get on WOW, get